Hello and welcome to... Oh no! Don't play one of my videos, you... Me? I suppose it is me that's done that. I need to... Oh. Hey people. I accidentally wrote in the FPS collision avoidance, I think, had been moved out of Squadron 42 Q1 features that they were working on, but I'm not sure why I wrote that. It must have been another feature and I just accidentally put that one there, or someone told me that it had moved out. Something. I just have to correct something in a video. Boom. They are done. Corrected. Hey, how's everyone doing? You good? Can you hear me all right? With the audio, I'm pumping it through my thingy. That sounds ruder than I meant it to. It's going through a software-y thing. So does my voice sound better? Because typically on my streams, it's the raw audio without any like compression or anything done to it. Of course you love BoredGamer videos or BoredGamer videos, because BoredGamer best gamer. Or at least he's certainly... It's me! How is everyone doing? Is everyone good? Bad? Indifferent? So, if you want to ask a question in brackets, you can ask me pretty much anything, whether it's about Star Citizen or myself, or about my beautiful face, or why I'm wearing headphones even though there's no audio going on. I mean, anything like that. And I'll try and answer. And if you don't get your answer within a good few minutes, well, I'll probably answer it. I'll probably answer at some point. Don't you worry. I'll look through the list. You can ask again, but don't constantly ask, because it's really fucking annoying. So I will start reading them out, and I'll be like, "That's the same fucking question. I've just answered the same fucking question," and I'll be a good few minutes behind. So in the newsletter this week, let's go through some Star Citizen-y news, and then I'll probably have a bit of a chat about shit, about me and stuff, and then we'll answer a load of questions. So if we go here, we can see the Star Citizen newsletter. Don't worry about that. We see the Star Citizen newsletter. Apparently, the Cyclone is 65 tons, which I assume they missed a decimal point, because I can't imagine it being more than 6.5 tons. Even 6.5 tons seems pretty heavy for the Tumbrel. But there's a couple of competitions on at the moment. RSI for a commercial for Tumbrel Cyclones, and screenshots of people in formation in the Gladius Valiant. The Gladius Valiant is available for all people this weekend that have a Star Citizen account and a game package. So you can try out the Gladius Valiant. It's a cool ship. Gladius is pretty solid as a combat ship. But it's worth testing. What else have we got? Anything else exciting in the newsletter? Hawk for February for subscribers. Picture of packs. People that backed before the $200 million funding mark, and they're now on $215 million. We'll get a commemorative little flare coin thing. No, thanks for 200 million, guys. Have a coin. This is cool. I like flare. We got to see the new sort of like, well, the concept for a UI for lifts. So more complex lifts, so we can actually clicky on buttons. Go, well, there's a good few locations to go here because we're in a hab block and all addresses and habs are going to be physicalized. So I want to go to floor 8, even though I live on floor 2. So they need this sort of interaction system beyond the inner thought system, because inner thought's great for a small amount of tasks that you can rapidly do, but when you want more complex tactile feels for stuff, you need this sort of system. It's sort of GUI. What else we got? Anything else exciting? Game Glass. People should check it out. It was previously called SC Pad, and it's a both free and subscription service. And it's basically turns your MFDs into reality with touchscreen devices. So you can use a touchscreen device in front of your PC, It's with these sort of like controls on them. And so yeah, you could have like a Kindle or a tablet and have all your Star Citizen buttons on it. It's free at the moment. All the functionality that it's currently suggested that it's going to have here. So like your shield and combat, social stuff, your flight systems, all that sort of stuff, that's going to be entirely free. There is going to be a subscription-based service for more Star Citizen functionality and other games if you so wish. They're currently on Indiegogo, and I really like the guys that are making it. They seem like nice chaps. I'm going to link their campaign and their website, and I've just done a video on them as well. I'm not paid or endorsed by them. They haven't sent me anything for free, not even a free copy of Game Glass. Guys, they haven't even sent me a free copy of Game Glass. I'll happily use the free version though. But it used to be SC pads. Nothing for free, nothing. Not even a little nubbin. But yeah, it's cool product, quite genuinely. Tomorrow is the Daymar Rally. Daymar Rally's cool. I'm going to be participating, or at least I'm planning to participate. People misspelling my name more. BoredGamer. So we're gonna. I don't think we're actually going to be in a Cyclone RC, but we're going to be in a Cyclone of some description. And it's going to be me, Sen, and G. G might not be able to make it. If not, then we're going to try and do the race without a support craft. It's going to be fine. Don't you worry. We're there for comic relief anyway, but the Daymar Rally is a 300-kilometer rally across Daymar. Boom. Probably not that quick. Probably going to take quite a while. Very much looking forward to it. It's 21 hours almost. What else have we got? New stuff on my website. 3.4.3 has been released, which is introduced some crashes into the game. You know, because 3.4.2 was okay, still had some problems, but 3.4.3 just seems to have added some crashes for me, which is a bit annoying. And there was a little message actually about some of these crashes. Have I got it up here somewhere? Yeah, I do. Let's bring this around. Boom. So, gotta bear with me. Not like a whole bear. That would rawr, I'd have to. So there was a message about the server errors, and basically what they say is that they force clients to disconnect or client crash rather than servers crash, I think is basically what they said. So if there's a client that's about to cause some problem, or as a problem client because they're having an error that's causing problems with the server or whatever, or the game, then they'll intentionally crash them out, which is a much better way of doing it, I suppose. Have the client, it's about to cause an error, it's causing slowdown or degradation, crash out, they can rejoin. At the moment anyway, obviously, eventually, when they have a more stable system for everything, then no more crashes. No crashy crash. Crash should be super rare. People want to have a look at that, then we'll welcome to bum. What else we got? We got anything else? Or we look at questions? I don't think we do. There wasn't a huge amount in the news this week, really. There was some cool stuff shown on ArcCorp and the New Moons, Walla and Lyria, or as I apparently have called them by accident before, Wakanda and Laria, or Laia, or something. I don't know. I got confused when I was recording some audio. They've iterated further on the new flight mechanics and controls from feedback from people at CitizenCon. I suspect also with feedback from people that watched CitizenCon and gave feedback based on that. So hopefully they've had an additional 3 months basically to work on the new flight model. So we should see some good things out of that. That's what I'm expecting anyway. I think we all are. We need a good flight model for Star Citizen because it's all about spaceships. Boom. What have we got? NEO, you're on the train. Oh my god. I'm sorry you have to travel distances. Is 3.5 out yet? No. So 3.5 comes out at the end of March 2019. And you'll see a major patch released every year at the moment until they change it at the end of March, at the end of June, around CitizenCon time, which is between the end of September and mid-October, typically, and then at the end of December. So 4 major patches a year, and minor patches as well, and that is separate from Squadron 42, Episode 1, which is planned to be feature and content ready by the end of this year, and then we should see Alpha and Beta next year and a release next year as well. At least that is the plan currently. Might all explode. Are they finally adding female player for players? Female model for players? Yes, 3.5. That's the plan. And deeper customization for all characters. Jump Down is the Emergent gameplay loop and one of the first proper gameplay loops that's developed in game that was unintended originally, which I really like. I think it's a great idea. If it gets a little bit more developed and there's other Jump Town-esque type places where you can buy and sell certain commodities. If there's some places where there's only a couple of places where you can buy and sell particular types of mineral, or mine particular types of mineral, that would make those areas contested. You can see that even with just 50 people on the server, how this sort of gameplay develops, and that's a good indicator that the game is going in the right direction. I mean, it's so bare bones and basic at the moment, but the real question is, when do we get androgynous character models? Well, you'll be able to, the new DNA customization system will allow you to make your character reasonably androgynous, I would expect. BoredGamer, I give you props, man. There's very little to no news. This game is a very long time before it's released, and you keep doing this for another 4 years, then you're the man. I love Star Citizen. I've sort of like dedicated my channel to Star Citizen information and news. There's loads to talk about that's not necessarily news related, about mechanics and stuff, and there's always something going on with CIG. Now, January typically is the quietest for news, especially at the moment while Jared is on holiday, so that's Orlando, and there's no RTVs and there's no Calling All Devs. However, there's still lots going on in the game. There's loads of other stuff that I can be covering. The streams, they're just talky talks. However, very soon we're going to do lots of plays. I've got someone that's going to start working for me full time, and then I'm planning to stream a load more. And it's not just going to be streaming and playing Star Citizen. There is going to be some other stuff as well. However, the main channel is going to be always a huge percentage, if not 99% Star Citizen based stuff. And to get gender fluid characters, I'm not sure if they have the tech, but you can, you just say gender fluidity is not about how your character looks, is it? You just say. When will they improve the performance of the prospector? What? What do you mean? What do you want? What do you want from me? So yeah, there was only a really light roadmap update this week. Last week we saw Salvage slip out of 3.5. This week it's just sort of like Squadron 42 and the general Star Citizen Persistent Universe roadmap. There wasn't much change, just some general plodding along. But we're expecting within the next couple of weeks, so either next Friday or the Friday afterwards, for them to have scheduled out 3.6 a bit better, and beyond that with 3.7 and 3.8. Did you back Game Glass? No, I have not. Do you think I should back it? To be brutally honest, I was hoping they'd give me a license for free. I should have asked for something before doing a video on them, shouldn't I? I could back them, I suppose. I do like their stuff. It's just, I think the free one's probably enough for me at the moment. But I mean, it's each their own. Like, I bought a ThinkPad. I got a second-hand IBM ThinkPad because they're really robust. I want something so I can take around airports and on like events and stuff that's cheap enough that I don't mind losing if it got lost. It was like a couple £100 or whatever. But it needs to have the functionality of being a reasonable laptop. But it also needed touchscreen, and you can get these ThinkPads, and they're really good touch screens. So I bought a little ThinkPad for Game Glass, and to test out potentially other MFD, sort of like physicalized MFD apps, because there's loads of them. There's like the Rocket one, and so people put them up on all the time. But the thing with Game Glass that I like is that they're going from a sort of like, we are going to continue to support it. We're building it at the moment specifically for Star Citizen, but and then each of these shards that they build for it are going to be very specific to particular games, and then they're going to evolve them out from that. So I like that idea. Not everyone's going to like the idea of a subscription, but that's why there's a free version. What's your favourite ship to fly and why? I think I like the Sabre. It's the standard Sabre. It's a solid combat ship. I like the idea of it on paper. It's got a load of big guns. Yeah. I mean, the other one at the moment I really like is the Cutlass Black, just because it enables me to do everything. So I feel like I'm getting my money's worth with that ship. Can you answer this question? Yes. Does commenting on more than one of your videos in a month increase your chances of winning a giveaway, or does commenting on just one video have the same chance? There is a description, there is a link in the description below each of my videos that takes you to all the details on the giveaways and explains everything. But basically what happens is one of your comments, so you can comment as many times as you want on a single video, yeah? But only one of those comments will count. However, if you comment on all of my videos throughout the month, or more than one video a month, there's one comment, potentially one comment from each of those videos that... How do I word this? Each video gives you another chance. One comment per video per person is counted. Boom. There you are. That's a better way of putting it. What do you expect to be added in 3.7 and 3.8? I've talked a bit about this in a few videos, actually. Typically, this year, I'm expecting the Squadron 42 stuff to get mostly, for the most part, added to the game at that time. So it's going to be core features. We might see some medical gameplay. We'll probably see salvage still. We'll see repair, refueling, rearming, and then the new flight model stuff, getting all the ships in the right place. All of that core tech going in that's in Squadron 42. So lots of AI-based things, lots of getting physicalized components in, getting all the components working with each other, customization for ships, physical damage-based systems, loads and loads of that stuff, because basically they want Squadron 42 in a near-finished state by the end of the year, and that means that a load of the mechanics that are core to Star Citizen as well, that are also core to Squadron 42, which is all of the core mechanics, not all the gameplay loops, obviously, not like mining, not salvage technically. They're more for the persistent universe. But all the like the combat ones or the flight model ones, all the basic stuff that needs to be in a near final state, and I think that's what they're going to be concentrating on this year in Squadron 40, in Star Citizen's persistent universe as well. Game Glass, is there any concern about CIG stepping in? I actually asked them about that in the interview and I cut it because they just basically said, well, we're not using any of their IP or anything. We are supporting their game, but they're just a control device, and they are. That's true. If you look at their HUD and everything, there's no like Star Citizen button. There's no sort of like Aegis Dynamics ship HUD or anything. It's very standardized neutral buttons. So as far as I'm aware, there's no issue with it. Unless they start using CIG sounds or artwork, whatever. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the love. Bored me! Thanks, Mantis. Mantis me! Just wanted to say I love your work. Best Star Citizen content in the world. Nothing else comes close. Well, that's not true. There's lots of people that do much better things than me. You got Nirian and Haskahaz, they do very pretty things. And you've got Nubafar, who I love and I obviously get to sort of work with. We chat a lot and compare notes and things. I think he does great videos. But I appreciate it. Thank you very much. What ship should I upgrade to from the Drake Cutlass? Can't you just keep the Cutlass? I like the Cutlass. Consider a Taurus when the Taurus is actually released. Will you be streaming along with the Daymar Rally tomorrow? I'm not planning on streaming. I was planning on just recording. But maybe we'll see what happens. It would interfere with my recording, but if G's around, then he can stream. once they add more content loops, will you change your name from BoredGamer to Content Gamer? Wow. No. Initial feelings on the new flight model. We've needed a new flight model. It couldn't get any worse. ESP needs to be fucking fixed. How do I join the Daymar rally tomorrow? Well, there's no more places to actually join and actually participate. But if you go to daymarrally.com, you can see some of the stuff. At 6 p.m. tomorrow, it's going to be streamed live on the twitch.tv Daymar Rally on Twitch, so check that out. I guess, Aaron, as you saw the other day, someone, when I posted up about Game Glass on Twitter, someone got really angry. It was like, oh, you influencers, you're promoting this sort of stuff. It costs loads of money. I was like, it's free. You can back it if you want. They're asking for people if they want to back it. And it basically also implied that I was getting sponsored or something. I'm not getting sponsored. They haven't given me anything. They haven't given me anything, mate. Do you think the elevators will work like elevators should and not be teleport? So, they've shown before and they've said that they want real elevators to be real. However, there's going to be some cases where it's just much more sensible for them to have elevators faked in some areas. So it depends. Maybe they all set them all up so they're all 100% real and physicalized. Maybe they have most physicalized, or the ones that are sensible to be physicalized, and others to be teleport. Daymar Rally with its current patch could be a disaster. There is a worry that could be a problem. However, it's mostly client crashes. So, as long as it's just client crashes, and potentially CIG might lock the server if there's, I'm not sure what the guys have actually done. I know that devs can lock servers, so only certain people can join in things. Or maybe it's not like a public server and you can only join your friends or something like that. I'm pretty sure that was been the case before. So I don't know. I'm hoping it's not a disaster, but it certainly could be. If the patch is too unstable. Oof. Will Star Citizen come to next-gen consoles, PS5, Xbox Anaconda? I suppose if they're powerful enough and they don't have to scale Star Citizen down, then there is a good possibility. There was job requests. There was job listings on the Cloud Imperium site saying that console experience is considered with some of their stuff as well, which implied that maybe they are looking for people that can do some console-y stuff. Why do I love your face? Because you're human. Or an animal, actually. I think cats love me. I'm a cat whisperer. How many hours of gameplay should I expect in Squadron 42 Episode 1? That is a good point. I think 30 to 40. I remember a long time ago they said 70, but I think that's before. I think that was including like mission packs and things. So I think 30 to 40. I don't 100% know anymore. You know when they'll put another concept ship out? I suspect the next concept ship will be mid-February, looking at what happened last year, so a couple of weeks. With Arc Corp, Person and Crusader, 50 players is going to feel very lonely. Yes, it would. So hopefully they will be adding more players to servers. Now, they've got some tech coming online at some point that they've been working on that allows for more players to connect. They could also probably do that even now. We'll have to see with performance tanks. So I'm hoping they at least test that for 3.5 in the either CART or PTE phase. So, but yeah, I'm hoping that they go, yeah, these areas are now so big that we're never going to see each other unless we drive players together, or we can add some more players. So as long as it doesn't tank performance, please more players. Any idea when this will be able to run 60 plus frames stable? Or does it require currently? I'm not sure what it does. What does it require currently mean? But I get 70 to 120 frames now when flying around in the persistent universe. However, when I'm around Levski, if it's busy, or Lorville, coming into land at Lorville specifically, it does dip to around 40 to 50 frames. Probably more on the 40 side. Have you noticed 3.4.3 a little too buggy? Maybe just me, but I've suffered a lot of bugs as of late. Do you think they'll send out another patch to smooth these over? Potentially. Yeah, so 3.4.3 added bugs. It added crashes. It's most unstable build of Star Citizen I've played that's a live build for a good few months. So that's a bit unfortunate. Hopefully they'll do a very quick 3.4.4 sort of patch 'em a bob, fix that, but I don't know. In the new flight model, can you turn off the thrusters on... Thank you very much, Sir Flyby, for the sub. Very much appreciated. Love your face. Weird stuff is happening on my Patreon with a load of people donating. I think it must be... I don't know, what's that? I'll have a look at that in a minute, see what's going on there. In the new flight model, can you turn off the thrusters on the more plane-like ships and still fly? In atmosphere, I'm not entirely sure. So in atmosphere, drag and lift is a thing. So potentially you'd be able to glide. But I don't actually know. That is not a question that has come up that I can answer, because all my information is based on the devs have previously answered and I've made notes on, basically. I would expect you to be able to glide down, though.
Tricksy little hobbitses.
How is the contest filtered on the one comment per video? Filtered. So I can actually go through it. So basically, there's a way that Noobifier showed me, because it actually changed when Noobifier showed me this. You can export all your comments into XML. It literally truncates them, I think is the correct word, into the name of the people that have made a comment on a video. So it just takes their names, boom. So I don't have to worry about if they commented a million times, because it just shows an instance of their name once. That goes into an XML file and literally drawn by random number generator. Bam. That's the person that won. Then I check to see if they're a sub. It's as simple as and easy as that. But there's probably a better way of doing that I'll think of in the future. What do you expect to see coming? And we've already talked about that. Saber has huge physical holes in its shield's mass, but I like the ship. How does Ochat Pepito have 4,000 plus referrals? Did he buy them? Additionally, how do you plan to beat him or sabotage him? I give my referrals on that system to my Patreons and my mates and stuff now. Ever since I hit the Javelin level, there's nothing bigger than that. Might as well just give them away to other people. It's all cool. However, I think he is the main gateway from the French community into Star Citizen. He's quite a big YouTuber, I think. Why don't they update the roadmap? Well, they updated it last week, but they said they needed a couple more weeks to schedule roadmap update for 3.6 and beyond. Your prediction, Santok Yai, lethal or fragile? I think it can be a bit of both. It's obviously going to be, it's not going to be too fragile, because it is a medium fighter, but it's going to probably be one of the most fragile medium fighters. Probably have reasonable shields, though. I think in the right hands it will be pretty lethal, but it's all speculation at this point, because we don't have the new flight model and we don't have the ship. We know a bit better once we have the Cartu Al with the new flight model. We'll see how those ships move and fly. Any signs of development on economy / supply and demand mechanics? Well, we know that they're going to have a dynamic economy. It's going to be partly simulated with the simulated NPCs. And the subsumption and mission generation system is all part of that, which drives everything and asks for missions for people to bring iron to an area because factories need it to build the ships, and then everything has physicalized stock. So that's all driving the economy at the same time, and the insurance and people losing their ships drives the economy. Tony Zorovic talked about it at CitizenCon, where most of that information is coming from, but they've talked about it since then a little bit as well. In the this year in the Persistent Universe, expect to see some more dynamics, but it's mostly going to be coming out after full persistence, and they do want full persistence in this year. I expect to see more economy things that are more simulated, more dynamic after that. Is Avengers Stalker better than the Reliant Core? Yes. Fucking hate the Reliance at the moment still. You beautiful bald bastard. Don't have a question. Just saying hi. Thank you very much, non-partisan. Non-partisan media, I suppose I can call you. That's your name. Is top speed going to have unlimited or only limited? And is top speed going to be unlimited and only limited by how much fuel you have to accelerate? It makes no sense for ships to have a top speed in space. They do have a top speed. Unfortunately, you do not accelerate infinitely. As far as I'm aware, with the new flight model, you do have a top speed, but you can accelerate up to that just with your traditional thrusters. You can use Afterburner if you wish. Afterburner gives you a acceleration boost now. Well, I say now, in the new flight model. Do we know when the next free flight event is date? No, we don't. I'm expecting around March time, like an Eastery one, end of March, April time. I thought that there was a free flight event this weekend, but it turns out that it was just the Gladius Valiant being free for backers and people that already have accounts to try, already have the game package. You should do a play date with another YouTuber. Well, it's funny you say that because I've been playing with loads of different orgs at the moment, but I will start to play with the other content creators, definitely. Stuff's a bit complex for me at the moment because I was catching up on work. January's an odd time in general. I sort of like planned to go and see my friends and have a little bit more of a rest, but my dad, unfortunately, was just diagnosed with cancer, and he's going to have an operation. It's not terrible. It's not death sentence. It's very curable and very operable because it's very early, fortunately, but it's still, still worrying. So that's been a bit of a chore. So the operation is going to be within the next 4 weeks now, which is a little bit later than we expected. But I'm going to be looking after him, whatever. But yeah, so it's been a bit up in the air for me with schedules and things and working out what to do. But I have been wanting to play Star Citizen more during the day, both on stream and get some gameplay videos up with other content creators. With some medical updates and the Cutlass Red coming in Q3. It's coming in Q3 for Squadron 42. I do expect it to be in the Persistent Universe as well, but just be aware that it's on the Squadron 42 roadmap. Cutlass Red usable as intended this year with some medical gameplay. Yeah, I'm expecting some medical gameplay this year. From the Squadron 42 roadmap, we know that they want to get in some interaction with other NPCs and players, like medipanning them, getting them up, tracking them, stuff like that. So at least some basic medical gameplay. BoredGamer, if you had to guess, which ship will handle the best in the upcoming new flight model? Well, good question. The Arrow's probably going to be pretty strong when it comes to flying well. Obviously, the R2 Owl might be amazing. We'll have to wait and see. I expect the Sabre to be pretty strong. Just the light fighters in general. Maybe not the Gladius. It's going to be still pretty good. I think the Arrow might be pretty strong. Those clouds are in the Odin system, and that's because we were looking at Squadron 42 Vertical Slice. Any idea when the Mercury/Hercules is flyable? They wanted to work on the Star Runner for the end of this year. I'm not sure. I don't think they're going to have it ready for the end of this year, flyable. But after the Star Runner is done, then they're going to be working on the Hercules after that, I believe. Will the new flight model fix current bugs? Some of them, 3.5 will fix a load of the current bugs, but also introduce a load more. Hey bro, what's your thoughts on add more rolled life to planets like Anthem has? Anthem is an interesting one. So, there's an ambulance or a police car outside my house. It's gone. So, Anthem's an interesting one. I was going to go briefly over my Anthem experience. Anthem, the demo, super fucking buggy for me. the servers were basically just kicking people off all the time, and the missions and stuff would crash because of the servers, which is annoying. So played a little bit of Anthem. I went, that's all right. It's all right. It's like a cross between Warframe and Monster Hunter and Destiny. It's like all of them splodged together, and it's it plays all right. Bit of Titanfall in there as well. Not enough Titanfall for me. But we need wildlife on planets in Star Citizen. Yeah, I mean, I've wanted wildlife, more NPCs, more things to fight for ages. They haven't got the FPS AI in a usable state really yet. I mean, they can deploy them and stuff, but they're pretty derpy. So once they've got that done, I suspect we'll start to see some more animals, or some animals, probably some dangerous plants as well. Hey, Bored, hope your dad's doing okay. I've been through that too with my wife, and it's not easy. And thanks for what you do for us and for your channel. Well, thank you very much, Serial Glitch. I mean, it's not entirely. I can't think of the word. I've lost the ability to use words. Altruistic. That's the word I was looking for. I was going to say something else that was the wrong word. Because, you know, I get effectively paid by YouTube for people watching me, so I create content regularly. No one else is really creating content daily for Star Citizen, so that's what I want to continue to do. And my channel keeps on getting bigger and bigger because Star Citizen's getting more and more viewers, and it's good. I'm really enjoying what I do. As I said, that's the reason I've just employed, well, just about to employ someone full time to help me create that content. Let's just get the game running at a steady 30 FPS at least with good stability. It's got the high frame rates now. Good stability. It had that. Newest patch, not so much. It's not awful, but it's not as good as it used to be. New planets are coming, even though the game at its core still performs badly, like broken missions and poor AI. Poor AI is true. Broken missions, only some. They're pretty good now. Missions are for the most part working. There's some other gameplay loops that are developing around it. Will there be an FPS mode in the final iteration similar to CS, Fortnite, Battlefield? There's Star Marine, and those Star Marine modes could evolve into something, or have game modes that are like CS, Fortnite, or Battlefield maybe. They also want mods for the game. They said they wanted to support mods. I believe that's still the plan, and private servers. And if you can have a good modding set, then people will make modes that are like Fortnite and that are like Battle Royale. I'm curious what the best multi-purpose ship for VR use with good open visibility. VR use? Oh, I don't know. Are you talking multi-crew? Are you talking single-seater? I mean, for VR, I'd want, like, a Hornet, Super Hornet, just because it's a bit more tanky. What's that behind you on the right? What, this or this? Hi, Bored. Quick noob question. How can some people have access to ships which are currently in concept, but you can't pledge on the Star Citizen website? People don't have access to the ships. If they're in concept, then don't exist then yet. People bought those ships when they were in concept. That's a thing. And some ships are in-game that are currently limited. So you have to buy them during a sale or buy them in-game eventually. Does the Kraken have a med bay? I don't know. I would expect it to have a medical room because it is a capital ship. Let me just actually check. I've lost my cursor. There it is. Ship matrix. I don't know. I suspect it would, though. Even if it's just a small one. Kraken. Doesn't actually say what its modules are unless I go. Get to Star Citizen Tools and see if they've got a listing. Talk to Star Citizen Tools and see if it's worth doing some collaboration stuff. Kraken. Oh. can't see a listing for the Kraken. Kraken. It is here. Internal hangars, landing platforms, Dragonfly Bay. Nothing listed here for it that I can see easily. Let's go to the Kraken brochure. Let's bring this. Release the Kraken. Attack carrier. It's got landing pads. It's got hangars. It's got Dragonfly bays. It has got bridge, accommodations, docking colours, captain's quarters, public corridor. There is no medical bay listed. However, I would expect something smaller medically. Although it's not listed, so that might be pulling something out of my ass or just a hope. Yeah, I would have expected something, just a small little medical room. But maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Not listed there. When do you expect the Pegasus to go on sale and your thoughts on the ship in general? I'm not sure if the Pegasus will be a concept or sale ship. It might just be available in game. And I'm not sure if we're even going to see it in Squadron 42 Episode 1. It might be a Squadron 42 Episode 2 ship. So the footage in the background is in the Odin system. It's from the Squadron 42 vertical slice demo, and that is the Moon Gainey. I think it's 1A. It's where Odin 1 used to be, but the Odin 1's become the coil. It's exploded. But the moon still exists. Could you do an overview of the different qualities of ship components? Yes, I think I've got them already. So it goes from A to D, I think. It might be E. And that is a rough sort of like bracket of how good the component is, A being the best. And then you've got, they range from civilian to military to competition, and there's lots of different types. So yeah, I can go through them all. They are all available on the Shipyard page for people that are interested. Shipyard Citizen. So they did a Shipyard series. They did this Shipyard series. And it looks at all of the sort of like major things in Star Citizen gameplay-wise that really are to do with ships. And it goes through, what exactly were we talking about there? Modules? Hardpoints? Weapon hardpoints, weren't it? Hardpoints? One of these has definitely got description of all the modules. But yes, I'll go over them. I'll do a little video on that. That's a good idea. If you have a 600i touring, the crew get no food or storage or anything, or there are no actual entertainment with the module for the guests. What? Andrew Stan, what do you mean? The touring? But there's rooms there for people in the touring. The Explorer has less, but there's a cargo bay. They can have stuff in the cargo bay there. Oh, there's not a cargo bay, is there? Not really. What do you mean? Goes down the stairs, and then it's sort of like more of a luxury room. There's food and a bar there. There's food and stuff there. When do you expect the Endeavour to be flight ready? Oh, I think it's going to be one of the last ships they do. Great to hear about you, Dad. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It's all good. Will I be able to maroon people on a desert planet and leave them to the mercy of the giant sandworms? Yeah. Yeah, you will. I suspect, you might require a little bit of roleplay. You'll have all the tools there. You've got VoIP. And if you capture people or make them walk the plank onto another planet, I suppose, and drop them off, maroon them. Would you please do what we know about the Polaris video? Yes, it's a largely requested video. I will look at the Polaris, and same as the Idris and Javelin as well. Yeah, the 30,000 disconnect errors are pretty strong with this patch, unfortunately. And they did also say that one of the things they do is if it looks like a client's going to cause problems for other clients or the server or whatever, they sort of like force that disconnect error on you. Typically, you can reconnect, though. Torian's guests who take over the kitchen and pool table, indeed. Right. Is there any other questions? What class are you racing in the Daymar Rally tomorrow night? I'm going to be in the banana phone. No, the Cyclone. Tumble Cyclone class. When's the ship sale? What? What ship sale? I'm expecting a concept sale mid-February. And then maybe we'll have the next sort of like medium-sized sale and another concept sale at the end of March. Because we'll have 3.5 coming out that sell all the flyable ships that are available with that patch, things like that. They could do a huge sale around then, actually, if they wanted to. Because of the new flight model, they could just go, yeah, we're going to release all the ships again. Got all the ships available. The 300 series as well allows them, they said they wanted to have the ability to customize your ship before you buy as well. And we're not entirely sure what customization will be exposed for that, but that's from the website, I believe. Release all the ships again if they wanted to have a huge sale. If they aren't increasing ship speeds, how will they decrease the time to exit atmosphere, as one of the devs mentioned? That was Luke Presley, I believe. And I'm not entirely sure. I think they're making the atmosphere closer, or the safe speeds that you can go higher, something like that. They just hug the planet closer, where you can quantum travel when you're higher up. That works. They make the safe speeds a lot faster. That works. Do you think the Apoa Santoki I will be flight ready for Squadron 42? Oh, yes, I think it will. I think we might see some of them in a couple of missions, sort of thing. They might like, oh, the Xi'an are here, either helping the UEE or sort of like cold warring it, or maybe they'll be like behind the enemy lines, sort of a missiony thing, or like an infiltration Xi'an mission, something like that. Would be cool. I like to compare Star Citizen and Squadron 42 to Free Space 2. That's what I like to do in my head. Do you think physical damage will be important enough that they will try to implement it in the persistent universe and Squadron 42 at the same time? So they try. Some things are going to be easy enough to sidestep over because it's going to be core engine changes. Some stuff will take a bit more work to get ready for the persistent universe. I don't know what takes more work, really, unless I really sit down and poke around to see what devs have said about it. Can't seem to find your Jump Town guide. Help. I thought I had a Jump Time guide up until recently. I just assumed I did. But I was incorrect. And someone said, where's your Jump Time guide? Like you just did. And I went, oh, I don't have one, but I'm 100% no, I've talked about Jump Town before. But there it is. That's my bad. Like, I want to have the important tutorials and guides on my channel, because, I mean, that's one of the joys I have, is just, it's like the, I suppose, first full-time Star Citizen YouTube creator. That's basically what I am. Not employed by CIG or endorsed by them financially in any way, shape, or form. Thorville Central Business District has, of course, monitors on the trading floor that represent the live commodity values. Do you reckon the values displayed now are live or no? No, not currently. But I do think they will be eventually. The $65 million stretch goal says they'll be able to customize your ships the way you want. Do you think they can put grav plates on our Valkyries or even a bathroom on the back of our Cutlass? No. So it's not going to be that sort of customization. We will have deeper customization than we currently have. I think we're going to start to see some of that in 3.5 with the 300 series rework. Am I back? Playing from southern Spain on a Shadow PC in France, no lag or delays. You probably have at least a fractional amount of input lag, but I'm glad you're having a good experience. I love the Shadow service, and is a service that I'm happy to get in bed with and chill for at the moment until they don't support Star Citizen or they have problems with it or something. But yeah, I love the guys. They seem like a good bunch of chaps. They're pretty receptive. What are the main things you're hoping for in-game social gameplay and interaction, as in Star Wars Galaxies in the future, as opposed to action gameplay? Yeah, so there needs to be reasons to organize and reasons to do stuff, and lots more gameplay loops to have the more social gameplay, because then you are trying to get the right people for the right job, and then people can be trading certain things. There needs to be rarity in certain things. There needs to be information selling and gathering. There's a lot that needs to come online to have that real, true social gameplay. But obviously, in the shorter term, having the ability to share missions between groups, reasons to party, ability to share and trade, physicalized inventories, that all helps massively for social gameplay. Everyone talks about the roadmap, but when is the next ship matrix update? It's been a long time. Yeah, they need to start pulling all that data straight from their internal databases. And they probably will at some point. They keep on saying they will, but they never seem to get around to it. It'd be nice for them to have just a couple of employees. 2 employees. Maybe one employee that does both. He literally updates the ship matrix. He updates the roadmap. And maybe if he's got anything, if he's still got free time, he addresses community questions. Boom. Done. So I haven't played since 3.4. What are some new gameplay features and updates they've introduced since? Not much since 3.4. We're at 3.4.3 now. They've introduced some extra crashes for clients. And they fixed... Okay, there was a major fix, actually, in those ones. They fixed the put as many guns as you want on your ship bug, which obviously fucked the meta over, because it was just like, what's the current meta? Put all the guns on your ship. You win. So do you think physical damage will... that's right, we talked about that. They aren't increasing... Oh, we talked about that already. Blah, 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 blah. Sound I make when I'm reading questions. What type of ships could be in concept after Squadron 42? Lots of alien ships, lots of Mark II and updated versions of the current ships. They could do new models of them. They'll try and fill in all the gaps for the persistent universe as well. So expect to see lots more ground vehicles. Expect to see a small, medium, and large, and potentially capital size ship for most ship roles. Lots of modular stuff they can do as well. I mean, the sky's the limit for ideas with vehicles, flyable ships, suits of armor, things like that. How should they balance size 9 torpedoes? How many of them to kill a corvette or a frigate or a super cap? So it's interesting you say that, because there isn't going to be like health pools on capital ships and ships anymore. With the new flight model, or at least with physicalized components, when they get physicalized components in. The idea is that you're destroying individual parts of the ship. Yeah, you can destroy parts of hull and things like that, and connecting pieces. You're destroying the components of the ship, which means that a size 9 torpedo in the right location could probably just take out a corvette straight away if the shields are down. Just be, boom, taken out the power plants, or you've taken out one of its main engines, and some of those systems, if they're not too destroyed, and you've got the right components and you've got people on board, you'll be able to repair them and get the ship at least back into a state that it can fight in or whatever. So it's going to be about disabling ships. It's going to be about that sort of stuff, and it's hard to say how many size 9 torpedoes to destroy a corvette, because if they hit shields, might not be super effective. And that sort of stuff. Whether exactly do they hit on the ship? How often do they update the ship matrix? An erratic amount of time.
Tricksy little hobbitses.
Oh, Chris Roberts' thighs. Love your face and your thighs. Parkin Firewalker, thank you very much. I love your face. Appreciated for the Twitch subprime subscription. And Smitty Werben 966, thank you very much for the sub. Very much appreciated. What do you think about permadeath in the verse? I don't want it for several reasons. I do like that it will make you play careful in your gameplay, though. I mean, I don't think they need the permadeath system. However, I'm not opposed to it necessarily. I need to see how it's implemented. If it's relatively soft deaths, and you can maybe pay a fuck ton of credits to get like better medical insurance and that sort of stuff, I'm pretty happy. What I want is I want risk and reward, and I want people to not want to die and not be killed and not sacrifice themselves pointlessly, like ramming other people's ships and that sort of thing. That's important to me. So there needs to be a system for that. The permadeath system they outlined seems sensible, makes people much more aware of their mortality, and eventually when your character dies, you have a story to tell about your character. But we need to see how that's implemented. We need to see how that's going to work. We need to see how medical insurance is going to work, and insurance for your ships is going to work, and how physicalized inventories are going to work. So when you die, can you have all your equipment insured on your character? There's FPS equipment and stuff like that. Have I done an in-depth video on the character? Yes, I have. It's literally on my channel. It's one of my... did it within the last week. Boop. I click on view all and grab you the link. Bam. How I get my views one at a time on stream. Boom. I saw that. Any progress on ship components being user accessible and interactable? Will that only be for a few ships that currently have it? So they are working on it. They want it in, obviously, as soon as possible. The Terrapin will be the first ship that has fully physicalized components. And then, obviously, they want repair and stuff like that, which all ties into that. So expect it with the Terrapin pretty damn soon. Could be with 3.5, 3.6, and they might get a load more ships with it pretty soon afterwards. And lots of ships have got the areas and are ready for those physicalized components. Am I going to make a Tumbrel Cyclone commercial? I'll see what footage I'm left with after doing my rally tomorrow, because I might have some cool footage there. If I do, I'll do a more comical one. I don't really want to participate in those sort of competitions because I feel like a dick if I do. There's much more talent. Actually, that's a good point. I'm not going to fucking win them anyway because I'm not good enough. But so maybe I should. Maybe I should. It's too arrogant to go, well, I'm not participating because it's unfair to other people. It's not. I'm not going to fucking win anyway. So okay, maybe I will. How do you think Star Citizen won on the new Radeon 7 GPU? Don't know. I need them in my hands to play around with them. Will turrets ever be able to be locked forward by the pilots? Slaved turrets have been talked about. I hope that's still the case. I like the idea of slaved weaponry, because why wouldn't you be able to do that sort of thing? I mean, they wouldn't be amazingly effective, but I like the idea of it. They've talked about it. That was the plan a while ago, but that might have changed. In game radio stations, will they be a thing in Star Citizen? They would make long-distance travel a bit more enjoyable. Well, I mean, they've got, like, the news vans, the Makos and stuff, and they've got render detection tech that they want to potentially... We're not actually sure how that gameplay is going to work, but it might be that you can stream to other people in-game, you might have to stream externally to game, it might just be you're selling information when you're recording events, but they've got a VoIP system, and they say it's very small packets, so maybe they could do in-game radio stations. However, you'd be able to do external in-game radio... You'd be able to do external Star Citizen radio stations, like Huntress runs one as well. The Talon's Outer Haven and stuff. They've got their own radio station, which you can listen to, and it's fucking good. Huntress, see you around. Plug your shit. She's probably not here. She's one of my mods, so I'm happy to plug her, and she's amazing. Talons. Radio Free Outer Haven. Boom. There's Huntress's Star Citizen radio station. But I expect that we'll have loads of cooler laps for the Moby Glass. And I'm hoping that radio stations are part of that. That'd be cool. Do you reckon the 890 will go back on sale when it's released into game? Or not, because it's a limited ship? Yeah, I think it will go on sale for limited number, because why not? And I suspect most, if not all, the ships will be go on sale with when a new patch is released. They like to do a flyable ship sale. Only can play on a server at the moment, 50 in 3.4.3. It's not a big enough number in my opinion. I'd like at least twice that currently. I want to buy a F7 Hornet tracker, but I'm not sure if it's worth it versus the Terrapin. I'm not entirely sure either, because we don't have enough stealth gameplay yet. The Terrapin doesn't have its proper mechanics in yet. I'd keep your Terrapin currently though, because it's going to, as I said, be the first ship that gets physicalized components, which will be cool. I'd wait until I see how these ships evolve first. They're sort of slightly different ships. The Terrapin is more of a hide survey kind of scouty scout and explorer. But if it gets detected, it can fight as it retreats. It's very tanky. It's basically going to be deployed and used directly in fleet combat as well because of that. You use it as like a signal booster, literally going and flying around the enemy fleet while you're fighting, because it can take a pounding. So you can use it to like heavy skirmish, tank, get people to fire it and chase it, and then attack those people, and also use the sort of like its radar and its range to tell the fleet where the things are. Do you think the 2D map preview showed a form of info discovery with the red-blue flashing forward? I mean, it's 3D map. Yeah, I mean, they're still working on exactly what they want for it. How much time per day do you invest to get the informations for us? It's an erratic amount per day, but I just read load regularly on the Reddit and on the website, and look through my notes and look through my comments. It's pretty procedural every day. It's a good at least 3 to 4 hours a day, sort of like maintaining the channel, reading and researching at least. Pretty chill though, and it's something I'd probably do anyway, even if I wasn't doing a Star Citizen YouTube channel. I get quite obsessive by stuff like that, unfortunately. More fortunately in this case. I mean, there'll be an occasional day where I don't do any work at all and I take it off, but I'd rather work a reasonable amount every day. Keeps my brain pretty stable. It means I can grow the channel. I'm working for the future. Will spaceports eventually have separate areas and hangars for different types of ship? E.g. all cargo ships are directed to one set of hangars separate from other ships. Potentially, yes, I would expect that. I think you will have sort of like a more civilian and cargo area compared to like Genesis Starliner people transports, compared to single-seater ships, compared to large and medium capital ships and stuff, things like that. Any info on bounty hunting ship tracking devices, as in sneak up, planar tracker? Nope. I hope we have tracking darts. I hope we have the ability for that sort of stuff. We know there's going to be a bounty hunters guild. We know there's going to be information available for people, and we know that that you'll be able to add to this like information database, and it will update with the latest information on criminals and where they were last seen and things like that. Which ship do you see yourself as your main endgame ship that you're playing the most? Carrack, Orion, Reclaimer. Those ships. Maybe the Manu Merchantman. Split across a load of the industry ships and economy ships. Definitely. Will there be much in the way of nightlife in Star Citizen, clubs, dive bars, etc.? I mean, they seem to be putting them on cities. They want social areas. I mean, they want it a little bit Second Life-y, so people do walk around and socialise. So, yeah. Bars in game now. When do you think we'll see the options for automated turrets for ships? So they've got obviously plans for that. They're the AI blades, the computer blades that your computer systems can take in your ship. And they will allow some turrets, I believe, some manned turrets, to be automated, in fact, by a derpy AI that you can semi-program and say, shoot all torpedoes that come within this distance, or shoot all enemy objects that come within this distance. Things like that is basically what I see for them. Basically, they're point defense systems. So Don't know when that's coming though. I'd expect they may need it for Squadron 42, thinking about it. Capital ships, or they might work in a different way. You know why the roadmaps don't go beyond 3.6? Because they're scheduling it out at the moment. They should have really been showing us from last year, at least 3.7 by now. So they haven't, because they weren't entirely sure of their scheduling for this year, but they're scheduling at the moment. So within the next 2 weeks, we should see beyond that. Looking forward to my Mercury Star Runner, but I'm a little worried it will be constantly looked at as a smuggling ship and attacked repeatedly. What are your thoughts? Well, people might look at it and think it's a smuggling ship, but that will be people, that will be players. Every ship will be scrutinized by NPCs in certain areas. I'd expect the Star Runner will be scrutinized just as much, but you're more likely to be able to hide stuff on it. So if players are for some reason looking at your ship, I mean, why would they? Because I don't think you're going to have player customs people. You might have bounty hunters, but they're not going to give a damn about your cargo unless they're trying to steal it. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. What ship do you recommend for a crew of 5 just starting the game? Go down the Explorer path. A Carrack. I'd still go for the Carrack. The Constellation Aquila. Slightly overpack the Freelancer Dur. Board, can we please take a 3D scan of your head and use it to make an alien planet? Okay, Birdmax, you fucking monster. Jeez. Any idea if there's a reason that the Vanguard Warden isn't purchasable right now? They are reworking the Vanguards. I thought it was purchasable, but obviously it's not if you say it's not. They're reworking it, so it will have the same ramp as the Hoplite. And then they're redoing the central modules for them as well. How will you build a fleet? How would you build a fleet for a guy like me who's into PvP, but also sometimes likes to chill with small groups of friends? How would you build a fleet? I don't know how to answer that. Unfortunately. I don't know really what you want as an answer. I know that sounds counterproductive. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you want me to even construct the answer. I'm not sure what the question is. Oh, thank you very much for all the love. I very much appreciate it. Any other questions? Because, and I haven't been online long, but I have a headache. A headache all fucking week, unfortunately. I think it's because of the glasses, the new glasses. I'm going to go pee and eat a snack. Maybe order pudding from Deliveroo. Oh my fucking god. Put pudding in my face. And then might try and check out Anthem again, see if it doesn't crash, so see if it's any good. Although I'm not sure about Anthem. I'll wait probably until I see some third-party reviews of the full game, not the demo, before I buy. I'm looking forward to Division 2. I really enjoyed Division, so I'll see if that's any good. What else? Got any other games that I'm interested in other than the Star Citizen this year? If there's anything else at the moment. Age of Wonders, Planetfall. People have said Planetside Arena to me, but Borderlands 3, Red Dead Redemption 2 if it comes to PC. TFO was another one that looked good. Or only if they come out this year, though. Did you think physical damage will be important enough that it will... Oh, I've already talked about that. I've already talked about that, Ash. I talked about that earlier. I answered your question. I think it's important enough that they'll try and get it in as early as possible. I think if they can just sidestep it into this persistent universe, they will. I do think they will try and get it in Q3 or Q4 for the persistent universe. If you had to choose 2 to 3 ships, one of them had to be a Sabre, which ones would you choose for a small-scaled gameplay? Depends what I want to do. Like, depends on my budget, depends on how many friends I'm playing with, it depends on what I'm into gameplay-wise. There's a huge amount of different things. I'd say, and consolidate all your ships into a Carrack. But I don't know. There's so many nuances to that. I suppose if I was doing it for me, I had 2 other ships other than a Sabre. I'd go for a Carrack, and then I'd go for a economy ship of some type. The Orion, the Banu Merchantman, the Reclaimer. Probably the Reclaimer. Because then you could move around, you could make people's ships into scrap as a group, or go to an area where there is Yom Nomi salvage and extract it. Have you seen Green Hell? I know that name for some reason. It's on Steam, I saw that. Green Hell. Green Hell. Yes, I saw it. I saw it somewhere. I did see it on Steam. I haven't played it or anything yet. It looked pretty cool. It looked like an original Far Cry to me. That sort of like idea. I'll check it out. Why are there so many negative comments on Star Citizen in general on the internet? There's not that many. Star Citizen is a very polarizing game because it's available to play now, and in general, it's a good, like, you'll have a small percentage of a community that will be very aggressive towards things, and then and a small percentage the opposite. And because of the way Star Citizen's done, and it has quite a few players actually, oddly, it's quite polarizing to some people. And it's not a traditional game, so you get gameplay journalists, and you get some of the more trollier people really poking Star Citizen. So you get very sort of like, oh, I thought that game was a scam. It's sort of like a meme almost. It's got a, like fruit flies, it's sort of like got a shorter lifespan, or longer lifespan, shorter lifespan when it comes to poking people. I don't know how to explain what I'm thinking in my head. But there's not that many negative comments. You'd be surprised. I mean, it's not like Bethesda. It's not like Fallout 76. It's not like EA games. There's genuine huge amounts of hatred towards that. It's not like Diablo Immortal. People seem to focus or look at, or more offended or worry about negative voices being heard more. They'll look at it and go, why is he allowed to say that? What if people read that and think it's true? I mean, let people make their own decisions. It's all good. More information is typically okay. As long as it's not portrayed as fact, that's fine. And then typically people are smart enough to look through that sort of stuff. The thing is that the way you expose stupid ideas or things that you don't agree with is let those people have their say. Let people talk about their ideas, because those ideas are then exposed as being stupid or ridiculous or whatever. You need to expose those things, talk about them to know that they're stupid, or need work or whatever. All players from different countries get to play together by default. It depends. So I talked to Aaron about this last year in my interview with him, and he said they will endeavour to try and have everyone on a single shard like Eve. However, it may be, like currently, that they have to split it EU, US, and Asia, or just EU and US and Asia separately, or whatever. If that's the case, then you should be able to choose which servers you're on. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see exactly how they implement that, because it's going to be based on how server meshing works, and then they need to work out exactly how they want to do it. Worst missteps that CIG and Star Citizen made happened so long ago, most people playing wouldn't have been there when they happened. Yeah, I mean, they do silly, stupid things occasionally, but it's no huge, major, crazy controversies like a load of other companies have gone through this year and last year. Very weird. People treat these very tiny things that Star Citizen does, the vocal minority and the haters, I'm so sorry to say the word, they treat it as if it's as bad as some of the stuff that EA or Blizzard have done or whatever. Different levels of controversy, eh? Well, yeah, Atlas is a fucking great one. 400 hours into Atlas in the first 3 weeks. Stay away. It's trash and a cash grab. Yeah, we knew that. I knew that from when I loaded it in. And I went, I can't move. this doesn't look like anything like the demo does. The trailer did. Huh. Oh, it's Ark. I'm not a massive fan of Ark. I like Rust, though. A lot of online hate towards Star Citizen is generated surprisingly by people who have buyer's regret. I think that's people are allowed to have buyer's regret, and people are allowed to voice their opinions. I think that's all good, isn't it? People should be able to allow to voice their opinions. I mean, some people are obviously massively exaggerating. Some people are just being dicks. All good. Have I ever seen Squadron 42 behind the scenes stuff? No spoilers. I've seen some stuff on my studio tours that I'm NDA'd for. Yeah. What are you going to get from a delivery for pudding? I don't know. Maybe sort of like there's some amazing ice cream parlors near me. There's some amazing waffle houses and crepe houses near me. So something like that. I don't want anything too sort of like diabetes inducing because I am on a diet, but I've been pretty good. How do you think CIG will handle multiple packages on one account at once? They spoke about NPCs. I don't know anymore. They may allow you to pre-create a load of characters that can also be used as NPCs, but I don't know about that anymore. We'll have to see how they decide to handle that in the future. The last thing they talked about it was maybe it'll give you more player slots. You think they'll add more group missions to the PU anytime soon? Yeah, I think we'll see more group play features in 3.5. More expanded features, more missions based on it. Probably mission sharing and stuff like that they've been working on for a while now. Yeah. Right, I'm going to dash, have some food and stuff. I love you guys very much. Thank you so much for chatting with me today. I will probably try to have these sort of things, one on the weekend. And Wednesday's working for me two during the week, or 2 on the week. I want to play some Star Citizen on the weekend on live stream. I want to talk about Star Citizen on the weekend on live stream. And I want to do some stuff during the week live stream, Star Citizen wise. And I want to create a load of videos. So soon. And we'll see how that all breaks down. Sorry, my brain is sort of like trying to work stuff out at the same time as I'm talking, which is hello. When will the Prowler be making an appearance inside the vest? I don't know. Prowler is one of the ships that I haven't really talked about much. I'm not sure what they've got for the Tavaran style guide even. I would expect us to see a Tavaran fighter or small ship first that goes on concept and then gets put in game before we see the Prowler. So it sort of like sets the style guide for it. But yeah, I love you guys. Let's go see who's actually streaming. Double check to make sure G's not streaming before one of the other BoredGamer peoples. BoredGamer. No, good. Bam. Star Citizen. Got Snake Eater. Star Pirates News. That's French. You're going to go to Sockley. I'm going to give him some love. Right. Love you guys. Thank you very much. I'm going to be in the DMR rally tomorrow. At least that's the plan, as long as something crazy doesn't happen. I'm going to go host a Cyclo, and I will see you later. Thank you very much for joining me. You guys are the best, or at least you're some people that I met once on stream. Peace. Love you. Boom. Boom.